I know DC fans have heard this speech before, but Lanterns genuinely looks promising. We have Hal Jordan, John Stewart, Sinestro, an HBO murder mystery, and a trailer that feels more like a serious crime drama than another generic superhero show. So today, we're asking the dangerous question: is Lanterns finally real hope? Or are we charging another ring with concentrated cope?
You said Green Lantern and Hope in the same sentence, so somewhere Ryan Reynolds just felt a disturbance in the universe. DC already gave us one disastrous live-action Green Lantern movie, and people are still trying to forget the CGI suit, the giant space cloud, and the fact that Hal Jordan defeated fear by remembering that, oh, he was also afraid. So yes, the new footage does look good, but this franchise has trauma. Also, if you like these types of videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
That movie was 15 years ago, and this is a new DC Studios operation under James Gunn and Peter Safran. At some point, we have to judge this universe by what the current leadership actually delivers.
Once it delivers, Marvel built trust from Iron Man to Endgame through consistency. DC built caution through resets, recast, and abandoned plans. So fans aren't being negative, they are waiting for proof.
And this trailer earns at least a little of that trust. Hal Jordan and John Stewart are investigating a murder in the American heartland, and the case appears to open into something cosmic. The footage has atmosphere, tension, and restraint. It's not throwing 6 glowing planets at us and demanding applause. It feels like the show is selling a relationship, a mystery, and a clear identity before selling the wider universe.
I agree, and please record that. It may never happen again. The trailer feels confident. My concern is whether the show can sustain that confidence across 8 episodes. A trailer only needs to maintain a tone for 2 minutes. The series needs the mystery to progress, the characters to evolve, and the ending to deliver. DC has marketed stronger movies than the movies eventually turned out to be.
Including one particular Green Lantern movie you have now mentioned twice.
I paid for that ticket, Max. Healing is not linear.
Alright, then let us talk about the detective format, because that is probably the smartest creative choice here. Green Lanterns are essentially intergalactic police officers. Starting with one murder gives the audience a clean doorway into a massive mythology. We can meet John through the investigation, understand Hal through their conflict, and gradually discover that the crime connects to something much bigger.
That's the ideal version. The dangerous version is when grounded means Hal and John spend 7 episodes driving between barns while their rings quietly protect the production budget. I don't need Oa in the first scene. I do need these 2 men to eventually behave like Green Lanterns. Their rings can create almost anything. If the most imaginative construct is another glowing shield, then Ryan Reynolds died for nothing.
He's alive.
His Green Lantern career is not. But yes, the investigation should open the door for the core, alien threats, and imaginative ring action. It cannot be an excuse to avoid the mythology.
So, we agree again. Start grounded, then earn the cosmic skill.
Correct. Begin with one murder, and somewhere much stranger than a Nebraska parking lot.
And speaking of strange, those shape-shifting figures create one very interesting theory. To be completely clear, this is speculation, not confirmation. One of Martian Manhunter's defining abilities is shape-shifting, and John Jones frequently hides among humans as Detective John Jones. So when a DC murder mystery introduces suspicious beings who can change appearance, it is reasonable to wonder whether one of them could secretly be John.
Reasonable to wonder, yes. Reasonable to upload Martian Manhunter confirmed with 6 arrows pointing at a blurry shoulder? No. They could simply be a reinvention of the Manhunters from Green Lantern mythology, which are completely separate from Martian Manhunter.
DC really did name one character Martian Manhunter and another group Manhunters, then left future audiences to sort it out.
The same company has several Robins, multiple Flashes, and enough Green Lanterns to form a local football team. Clarity was never their mission.
Still, introducing John through the investigation could work. He would belong inside the mystery instead of appearing for a random Justice League applause break.
And that's why I like the theory. Keep it alive, but keep it in the theory drawer until we actually see green skin, red eyes, or somebody becoming extremely nervous around fire.
Whether John appears or not, the show still lives or dies on Hal and John Stewart. Kyle Chandler's Hal looks older, worn down, and possibly burdened by secrets, while Aaron Pierce's John Stewart feels disciplined, serious, and unwilling to simply accept Hal's version of events. That is already more interesting than another basic mentor story.
Agreed, because the worst version would be Hal becoming a grumpy tutorial character while John spends the season asking what every button in the ring does. Hal needs to feel like a genuine legend, someone with authority, history, and understandable loyalty to the core. John needs to challenge him through judgment and action, and not stand nearby looking suspicious.
Exactly. The best version is not Hal teaching John how to become another Hal Jordan. It is John deciding what kind of lantern he wants to be, while discovering that the core Hal represents may need to change.
And Hal cannot simply be the outdated white guy waiting for the new protagonist to replace him. Give both men valid arguments. Let Hal be wrong without making him useless, and let John be principled without making him perfect.
So, their conflict should be ideological.
Yes, less old man versus rookie, more two men disagreeing over what justice actually requires.
And that naturally leads to Sinestro, because he can turn that disagreement into something much bigger. He knows Hal, understands the core, and can expose the flaws John is only beginning to notice. The best Sinestro should not arrive already announcing that fear is his entire personality. He should be persuasive enough that John understands why Hal trusted him, and why his criticism of the Guardians might be partly correct.
That is the Sinestro I want, not just a villain, but the man who walks into the argument and makes both sides uncomfortable. If Hal represents loyalty to the core and John represents reform, Sinestro represents the belief that the entire system is too weak to work.
Which makes him a competing philosophy of power, order, and control.
Exactly. The only concern is overcrowding. We already have Hal, John, Sinestro, Guy Gardner, the murder, the core mythology, and possibly your completely unconfirmed Martian Manhunter theory hiding in a filing cabinet.
Our theory.
Nope, I'm merely supervising it. 8 episodes can produce a tight story, but they can also feel like 3 seasons compressed into one suitcase. Sinestro should deepen the mystery, not hijack it or appear in the finale purely to advertise the next chapter.
That is where the creative team gives me confidence. Chris Mundy worked on Ozark, so he understands crime, pressure, and morally compromised characters. Damon Lindelof created The Leftovers and HBO's Watchmen, proving he can handle mystery, mythology, and complicated superhero material. And Tom King wrote Mr. Miracle, The Human Target, Strange Adventures, and The Vision. Stories that place extraordinary characters inside a psychological, intimate, and investigative narratives. That is unusually strong creative alignment for exactly what Lanterns is trying to be.
It's almost suspiciously perfect. Crime drama from Mundy, mystery and superhero deconstruction from Lindelof, and cosmic emotional damage from Tom King. Someone clearly assembled the writing team by searching who can make Green Lantern serious without turning him into Ryan Reynolds fighting a cloud.
You promised to move on.
I promised nothing, but the concerns remain. An excellent resume proves capability, not execution. Lindelof can build enormous mysteries. King can make superheroes deeply miserable, and Mundy can make every conversation feel morally dangerous. Now all somebody needs is to make the ending coherent.
Past work is still evidence.
Absolutely, strong evidence, just not a guarantee.
The creative team also supports something I like about the wider DCU. Different projects can have different tones. Lanterns can be a serious detective drama. Another project can be brighter, funnier, stranger, or more fantastical. A shared universe should not mean every hero uses the same humor, lighting, and personality.
Completely agree. The danger is that DC has previously confused different tones with nobody involved has ever spoken to each other. Different genres make a universe feel larger. Contradictory characters and disconnected projects make it feel accidental.
Guy Gardner will be the immediate test. Nathan Fillion's version is louder and more comedic. If he enters the serious mystery and still feels natural, that proves the universe can stretch without breaking.
And if he walks in, delivers 3 sitcom lines, waves at the audience and disappears, then the connection is decorative. Different projects should sound different, but we still need to feel like we're listening to the same band.
Shared continuity, not shared personality.
Exactly. I don't want every DC hero behaving like they were raised in the same group chat.
Which brings us back to Gunn and Safran. On paper, this looks like smart franchise building. The concept is specific, the casting fits, the writers understand the material, and the show has a clear identity. The wider DCU connections also seem capable of emerging from the story instead of interrupting it.
And on paper is where DC has historically been undefeated. The real test is whether the leadership protects the idea through the final episode. Do not panic midway through production. Do not overwhelm the story with the universe setup. Do not turn the finale into a 12-minute commercial for 6 future projects.
One strong show would still be a major step toward rebuilding trust.
Absolutely. But one strong show proves DC made one strong show. Trust comes from doing it again and then doing it again without rebooting everything in between.
The concept fits, the casting works, and the creative team has the right experience. So, this is not blind hope, but it is hope.
Agreed. DC still has to earn the trust, but Lanterns gets cautious hope.
So, more brightest day rather than darkest night?
For now, and until next time, just hold my logic.